The moment you pull back the mulch and see thick, active earthworms twisting through dark soil, you know something is working. Worms do not lie. They show up only when the soil is alive, balanced, and worth staying in. What surprised me was how fast their size and numbers exploded after introducing one simple kitchen staple most gardeners completely overlook. This rice-based soil trick doesn't just attract worms. It feeds the entire underground system that turns tired dirt into living soil. You know, here at Nature's Blueprint, we focus on methods that work with nature, not against it. This is honestly one of those quiet, powerful techniques that transforms soil from the inside out. So, why worms decide everything? Well, earthworms are not just soil residents. They are, in fact, soil engineers. Their tunnels improve drainage and oxygen flow. Their castings are packed with plant-available nutrients and beneficial microbes. When worms grow larger and more active, it signals that soil conditions have shifted in the right direction. Worms thrive where microbes thrive. Feed the microbes correctly, and worms follow fast. You know, the rice connection is something most gardeners actually miss. Rice isn't a fertilizer. It's microbial food. So, when rice breaks down, it releases carbohydrates that soil bacteria and fungi rapidly consume. This microbial bloom, well, it becomes a buffet for worms, which feed on both decomposing organic matter and the microbes living on it. You know, the key is really in the preparation. When you bury raw rice dry, it decomposes slowly, taking quite a bit of time. But fermented rice water, on the other hand, works much faster and actually spreads more evenly through the soil. So, let's talk about how fermented rice water activates soil life. Basically, this method uses starches and the naturally occurring microbes to kickstart biology in the soil, making everything a lot more lively. All right, to get started, rinse 1 cup of uncooked white rice with 2 cups of non-chlorinated water. Stir it gently for about 30 seconds. Then strain that liquid into a container. The rice itself, well, you can cook it or compost it separately if you like. So, you'll want to cover the rice water loosely and then let it ferment at room temperature for about 24 hours. It should end up smelling mildly sour, but definitely not rotten. Once it's fermented, go ahead and dilute this concentrate with 10 cups of water, which will give you roughly 3 litres of usable solution. Just remember, apply this directly to the soil, not the foliage. One application covers about 50 square feet, or, 3 large containers. What happens underground in just a few days is quite remarkable. Within the first day, bacteria multiply rapidly. By day 3, fungi begin expanding their networks, weaving connections beneath the surface. Worms sense this activity through moisture, temperature, and chemical signals. As worms feed, they excrete castings that stabilize nutrients and buffer soil pH. This creates a feedback loop where soil improves itself without external inputs. Why bigger worms matter. Large worms process more material and create deeper channels. You know, their castings hold moisture and nutrients far better than raw soil. Bigger worms also survive temperature swings and drought better than small populations. Size is not cosmetic, it is, well, functional. You know, the importance of organic matter really can't be overstated. While rice water wakes up the microbes, it's the organic matter that actually keeps them alive. Compost, worm castings and mushroom compost, well, they all provide long-term structure and carbon for the soil. Even just a thin layer mixed gently into the topsoil is enough to prevent those microbial crashes. This is why soils with organic matter respond dramatically faster to rice treatments. Mulch protects the system. After application, soil should be covered. Straw or wood chips reduce moisture loss and temperature swings. Without mulch, you know, microbes dry out and go dormant, and worms tend to retreat deeper. Mulch really turns a treatment into a system. So, how does this benefit container gardens? Well, containers are ideal environments for this method because, honestly, biology can be controlled. So, you'll want to use 5 to 10 gallon pots with a high-quality potting mix, amended with compost or, you know, worm castings. Apply diluted fermented rice water every 3 weeks during active growth, just to keep things thriving. Containers that usually exhaust nutrients quickly instead become stable living systems. It's pretty remarkable, really. Turning peppers into power producers. You know, peppers respond strongly to active soil biology. When grown in containers, they can be moved indoors before frost, inspected for aphids or mites, and overwintered. This turns them into perennials with massive early-season production. Rich soil allows plants to resume growth instantly when conditions improve. Sun, water and warmth still rule. No soil trick replaces light and temperature. Peppers and most fruiting crops still need 6 to 8 hours of direct sun and temperatures between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So, soil should remain consistently moist but never waterlogged. It's really important to strike that balance. Biology amplifies good conditions, you know, but it cannot fix bad ones. Supporting heavy yields naturally is key. As soil health improves, plants set more fruit. Stakes or cages, well, they prevent breakage and improve airflow. You know, strong roots combined with physical support allow plants to sustain heavy harvests without stress. Harvesting, well, it drives continuous production. Frequent harvesting signals plants to keep producing. When soil nutrients are released gradually by microbes and worms, plants respond with steady growth instead of those boom and bust cycles. Using ethylene to finish ripening is a simple yet effective technique. For harvested peppers, placing them in a paper bag concentrates ethylene gas and, well, speeds up the colour change. This method allows flexibility in harvest timing without affecting the health of the plant, which is pretty handy for gardeners. Now, why does this reduce the need for fertilizer? Worm castings contain nutrients in forms that plants can absorb immediately, making them a fantastic natural option. Microbes continuously convert organic matter into usable minerals. This steady release, eliminates the need for frequent feeding. Fertilizer treats symptoms, but biology fixes systems. Long-term soil transformation, that's what we're after. Repeated rice water applications combined with organic matter, they really do build resilient soil year after year. Disease pressure drops as beneficial microbes outcompete pathogens. Pest pressure decreases because, plants grown in balanced soil produce stronger natural defences. This is how soil becomes, self-sustaining. Final thoughts from nature's blueprint. If you want proof that soil is improving, just look for worms. Bigger worms mean richer soil, stronger plants, and, fewer problems. The rice secret works because it feeds life, not plants directly. Once you understand that shift, gardening becomes simpler and, honestly, far more rewarding. If this helped you rethink soil, subscribe to Nature's Blueprint and share this with a fellow gardener who wants healthier soil without constant inputs.